And now the Greek for the week. Our verse today is from Luke chapter 11, verse 31. And hope it's not, my picture's not blocking the Greek too much. I squeezed it all in. So we begin. The Queen of the South, Basilissa, the Queen, Basilica or a king. If it's Basileus is king, Basilissa is queen. The Queen of the South, Noto, this is the Queen of Sheba, Egerthacetai, will be raised. There's clear resurrection overtones here. Theta eta sigma is future passive from agero, third person singular. So it's future passive indicative, third singular from agero. The Queen of the South will be raised, ente chryse, in the judgment, meta ton andron, with the men, and I went with men because aner is men. It's not like anthropos where it's more generic, but it includes women too. I do think it does. The Queen of the South will be raised in the judgment with the men, tes geneas tautes, with the men of this generation, of the generation this. It's a typical construction, predicative construction, where the noun has the article and the demonstrative pronoun doesn't. So this is typical way that this and that work in Greek. So the men of this generation. So there's a sense of the resurrection of both the good and the wicked. All will be raised. And also a sense in Luke that this generation is going to die before it happens. That's not lost on me, that Luke is writing perhaps in the 80s. And by then it's fairly clear that Jesus is not going to come within the lifetime of the disciples, I would say. But anyway, the Queen of the South will be raised in the judgment with the men of this generation, kai katakrine autus, and she will judge them. And we're going to find out why in a second, but let me, katakrine is future. You might say, where's the sigma? How could it be future? Well, this is a liquid verb. Its stem ends in a nu. And because of that liquid consonant, liquid verbs don't do sigmas. And in the future, they just add an epsilon. It looks like a contract verb because the epsilon of the future has crashed into the A of the third person singular. And we have a little police line there in the circumflex saying, step back, nothing to see here, there's been a crash. So this is future active indicative third singular from katakrino, to judge, future tense. And she will judge them. Why? Because hoti eilthen, because she came, ekton peraton tesges, she came from the ends of the land. Again, I often put land for earth instead of earth because we automatically insert a globe, and we should remember that's not the way they saw the world. And this was revealed to them in their categories. She came from the ends of the earth, or from the ends of the land, akusai tein sophion Solomonos. She came to hear the wisdom of Solomon. Akusai is an aorist active infinitive from akuo. Sigma alpha tells me it's aorist. 6 out of the 7 infinitive forms end in I, aorist active infinitive from akuo. The wisdom, accusative, of Solomon, Solomonos, that's the genitive, it's a third declension noun, Solomon, Solomonos, I think. If you know the third declension, arkonantos, so it's genitive singular. Kai edu, pleon Solomonos ode. And behold, a greater than Solomon is here. We have to stick the is in there. Jesus is greater than Solomon. Jesus is a greater king than Solomon. The Queen of Sheba came all the way from Ethiopia to visit Solomon, and yet you people, I'm right here with you, and you're not repenting. And so she will judge you. She will stand up in the judgment and condemn you by her goodness, by her righteousness. Assumedly, she will be saved. Pleon, greater. The than, where'd the than come from? This is a genitive of comparison. So it's the same form, it's a genitive, but in the context of greater, you feel it, right? You feel the than. I'm feeling a than coming on, greater than. And so it's a genitive of comparison. It's one of the uses of the genitive case. Well, this has been the Greek verse of the week.